Welcome to the I Love You But podcast. This week, we have a special Father's Day episode featuring our father, Mark Davis, who answers some questions about his life through films in the style of Brett Goldstein's Films to Be Buried With. The audio was recorded outdoors, so I did the best I could to clean it up. If you hear any thumping, I tried to get rid of it, but that would be Dad's ADHD kind of kicking in. So bear with us. It's not long. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, Dad. Can you talk?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Getting a level?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I feel pretty good. No, good.
You're not sure which
Not bad, good. Dude abides.
I should let the audience know that you are currently wearing, it is the middle of June, and you are currently wearing a ugly Christmas sweater themed t-shirt that says Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and has an Atari style bear wearing a Santa hat, and under that it says Cocaine Bear, and then it has the shape of Kentucky with some candy canes. So it is this weird pastiche of Christmas movie, Home Alone, plus Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
Who got you that?
The Cocaine Bear and the movie don't really have much to do with each other. The real Cocaine Bear has been taxidermied, and he resides in this huge t-shirt warehouse, promoting all things Kentucky.
It's true.
Yes.
The Kentucky for Kentucky store.
Yeah. So.
There's one in Lexington, Kentucky, where your other daughter lives.
So I guess filmmakers kind of cartooned it up. And this leads me to think about what cartoon movies look like.
Okay.
And one of the best cartoon movies is Coen Brothers make the best cartoon movies.
Yes, live action cartoons.
Live action cartoon movies. And
Which is your favorite Coen Brothers movie?
my favorite is, hold on, I got a little bit chemo brain.
It's okay.
Raising Arizona.
Are you sure it's not The Big Lebowski?
That's the other one. That's the other cartoon movie.
I seem to recall you like The Big Lebowski quite a lot.
I like both of those films. Actually, I really like all of the Coen Brothers movies.
Yeah.
I like that they change genres, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've gotten serious more than anything.
Yeah.
But that saying, so we're talking about The Big Lebowski, right?
No, we're not. We're just talking about movies. Do you like movies?
Oh, I love movies.
Yeah? What's the first movie you remember seeing?
Bambi.
Bambi.
A cartoon.
Okay. Do you remember kind of how old you were?
I was about 3 or 4.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you see it in the theater?
I did.
Yeah.
Taiwan.
Okay.
At the Army Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a civilian engineer with diplomatic immunity, so I could have robbed at 3 any place I wanted.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
You would have just taken like...
I was raised right.
That's good,
I'm
Dad.
proud of that.
What did you think of Bambi? What do you remember?
Oh, well, the philosopher Thumper.
Mm-hmm. Impressed you at 3 or 4?
Oh, yes. If you can't say something nice about somebody,
Come sit by me. Oh,
no. No, that was a famous writer. I can't remember. No, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all.
It's true. It's true.
And it's true. Yeah.
Bless you, Thumper. Bless you.
Yeah.
Did Bambi make you cry?
Well, yes. Yeah.
Or,
Yeah. the most horrible thing for a child is to lose a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What movie made you cry the most in your lifetime?
Cry the most? Most times it was The Color Purple.
Okay.
The scene where her family, African family, is coming to see her, and the dashikis were flying up in the air. All different colors, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was just heartwarming, and
Yeah.
So that's another good movie.
All right. What movie made you laugh the most?
Made me laugh the most?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. There's several that did. So, several I like. And depending on my mood, it changes, but I always think of The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple.
Neil Simon wrote the play.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack Lemmon
Mm-hmm.
is Felix, and Walter Matthau is
Oscar.
Oscar.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
But it does just ring a chord.
Mm-hmm.
So those two are up there, but the Coen brothers with Lebowski,
Mm-hmm.
Big Lebowski, and of course Raising Arizona, which is a movie, if you think of it in metaphorical terms, Raising Arizona usually appeals to people who remembered the first episode of seeing their child.
Oh, okay.
And thinking, I can't do this. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not worthy of every excuse. But somehow, at least in my case, my kids turned out more than okay. Yeah, fantastic.
Cool.
So, The Big Lebowski is about several people I know that just can't help it, but they gotta do it their way.
Yeah.
Slacking on the whole time.
Sure.
Never finding an ounce of responsibility.
Yeah.
So,
one of my strongest in theater memories is from The Big Lebowski. I went down to Austin because I was in college when it came out, and a bunch of the guy friends all came up, from Trinity, and or they were living there because they were going to UT, and we went to see it together, and we took up like a long row all together, and my friend Andy was sitting next to me, and it got to the scene where John Goodman was threatening to roll out of the car while it was moving. And we're all dying laughing, and Andy grabs my arm and starts going, make it stop, as though I have any control over the Coen brothers in the film that's playing in the theater.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's always going to be a strong memory for me.
Yeah.
Watching The Big Lebowski with friends.
But, yeah, John Goodman in that role was, well, everybody was perfect.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges.
Pitch perfect.
Oh.
So, for those of you who haven't guessed or don't know, I'm stealing these questions from Brett Goldstein's Films to be Buried With podcast. Props to you, Brett, for your excellent questions.
Yes, very good.
The last question that he always asks is, if there is a heaven, and in heaven every night is movie night, and you get to take one movie with you, and one night it's going to be your movie night.
Yeah.
What movie are you going to take to show in heaven?
First, I'd question if I really was in heaven.
Okay.
Because I question if there is a heaven now.
Sure.
But
what do you think?
I don't know. Okay. I'm an agnostic.
You're facing it, so you would have some
deep
thoughts about it.
Deep thoughts are just non-existence seems very frightening to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because the culture that we live in, it's universal that people fear death.
Mm-hmm.
And they're taught that all their life. If you do this, don't get the BB gun or you'll put your eye out. Another favorite funny movie.
Yeah.
A Christmas Story. So, but what I think we should do is, from the start, know that we have a short time on the planet, and we need to take advantage of that more.
Yeah.
And then anytime the subject of death comes up, just say, every movie's got to end.
There you go.
Yeah.
That works.
So,
apropos for the podcast.
Yeah.
In film school, we watched, I took regular school, but I took film classes. So in film class, we watched a documentary that Diane Keaton made called Heaven.
Heaven.
And she interviewed all different kinds of people.
Yeah.
And just kind of kept asking why enough times that she got down to the bottom of it. And in the end, all of the people who wanted heaven to be real wanted it because they knew they would miss all the people in their life and they didn't want to let them go.
Well, that's a theological question of reincarnation, past lives, that kind of thing.
You believe in any of that?
No.
No.
It'd be nice, yeah.
Sure.
Oh.
Well, you'd rather have a future life than a past life.
I would rather count on a future life.
So if there were a heaven and in heaven there was movie night, what movie would you want to show everybody?
I'd want to show them 2 movies.
Okay.
First, I'd show them, Death of a Salesman.
Death of a Salesman? Okay.
Yeah. And in the same venue, only funnier.
Double feature.
Be a double feature. I'd want them to see the Big Fish.
Big Fish?
Big Fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Ewan McGregor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and who else? It's if you haven't seen it, you really need to.
So you want people to be thinking about the meaning of life when they're up in heaven.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think the way I see it now, we go through this process towards the end of our lives. If we know, we start thinking about, not necessarily what I did better, but what I did truthfully. Okay. And I think that's very important. Who knows? I may be asked for an accounting, I don't know. I don't think so.
Thank you, Dad.
Well, you're welcome, Heather.
I appreciate you. We grew up watching movies because of you, for the most part, so...
I know.
If you don't like our senses of humor, it's kind of your fault.
It's either my fault or my gift.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it that way, you know?
Hello, and welcome to the I Love You But podcast. I'm Heather, and this is my sister,
Rian. Each week, we will revisit relics of our childhoods using our multiple master's degrees
to critically evaluate the crap that consumed our misspent youth, so join us.
Sisters, latchkey kids, cuspers, and lazy feminists as we look back at our past to say, I love you, but...
Hey, what'd you waste time on this week, Ryan Davis?
Let's see. So many things. I mean, school's out, so I'm basically on vacation. So there's a lot of time wasting going on. Sleeping till about 8 or 9, depending on Elliot's schedule. So
I came to visit you.
You did come to visit me? That was fun. Yeah.
I wasted time driving there, but not really, because I listened to almost all of the Red, White, and Royal Blue audiobook,
Yes.
which I cried a little bit, I'm going to say. And then we got there and I was really sad that your child, one, can't listen to anything for more than like 2 minutes and is a child, and therefore I couldn't keep listening to the audiobook. Had like 5 hours left. Somehow it's like an 11-hour book. I don't understand.
That's a really long book.
Yeah, it's a lot of book.
Yeah.
Highly recommend though. I think I'm gonna buy the actual book and
Actually read it.
Yeah.
I've been listening to White Women, and I unfortunately don't know the author off the top of my head.
Is the book just called White Women?
It's called White Women, and it has like a really long subtitle about how we need to kind of sit down and shut the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it called White Women? You need to sit down and shut the fuck up. Or is that too on the nose?
I think it's too on the nose. It's like, white women, you all real racist or something. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about this book.
Oh, so I've only listened to a little bit of it, but it's my book club is doing it. You know, my book club where I read the book but don't actually go.
Yeah, I recall.
Yeah, I can't go this month either because we're here in Texas. So, but I'm really sad because I'm excited to finish reading to this book, and I really want to talk about it with all these other white women.
About how you need to shut up?
How we need to shut up.
So you're going to go to book club and be like, we learned from this book that we need to shut up.
We need to.
And then just sit there in silence for 2 hours and drink wine.
Yes. Yes. It's 100%.
Lesson learned.
What we need to do. Okay, it's by Regina Jackson and Syra Rao. I know I'm saying that wrong.
Be oppressed.
Oh, no.
Compare.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to start it. I was just trying to look at it. But yeah. So basically it's like, hey, I know you think you're allies, but y'all are really racist too, and you're part of the problem, and you perpetuate a lot of the crimes and, violence against.
I like the part that you were telling me about the difference between, like, white women are nice.
Yeah.
And that's actually a terrible thing. And
Instead of kind.
Yeah, it'd be better if we were kind, because then we would talk shit to people's face instead of behind their back.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who's an excellent... No, not going to go there.
I mean, us?
I was going to talk about Mom.
No, we talk shit all the time.
Yeah, but we're also kind of mean to people's faces, too.
It's kind of like, that's one of the few things, like, I really, really, really get into the 7 habits of highly effective people. But one of them is basically like, yeah, you can't be talking shit. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't do that one.
People are kind of the worst, so...
I mean, I am fine with people talking shit about me. It's not like I have a problem with that. But, like, I don't know how to be me and not talk shit.
I know. I mean, I know, unlike me, you're not everybody's cup of tea. Whereas everyone loves me and no one talks.
People don't even know what to do with you.
It's true.
It's too much.
I'm a lot.
All right. So this week is a special episode. It's our Father's Day episode. And we watched Raising Arizona. We kind of watched it with our father. As we've mentioned before in the podcast, he does have terminal cancer. And I don't know if we definitely mentioned he's a narcissist, but possibly haven't mentioned that he's ADHD and never, ever, ever got medicated for it. So he cannot sit still. So actually, Mom ended up watching
the whole movie with us, yeah. Dad started it with us, but then Mom watched the whole movie.
He snuck in sometimes, but...
And then she cried.
Yeah. Our mom cried after watching Raising Arizona. This is why we are the way we are. So we decided that we would not write down the things we remembered, because we have both seen this movie
so many times.
So instead we wrote down the things that we didn't remember, which we can get to in a minute. But I do want to talk about a personal memory attached to the film, which is when we were growing up, our dad spent a lot of time either lying on the couch or lying on the floor. And most games that we played were based on lying down position, like Tickle Shark and, Airplane and stuff like that. But he would do that when we watched movies. And if we watched comedy, it was great because when he thought something was funny, he would laugh so loudly and take his big long arm. Well, he has two big long arms in his family. He doesn't have. He's totally symmetrical.
All his limbs. Not all of his faculties, but all of his limbs.
And he would just beat on the floor, screaming and crying with laughter. And even though he didn't laugh once during this viewing of Raising Arizona, I distinctly remember him hitting the floor laughing at certain points in Raising Arizona in the past.
Oh, for sure. That and like the one time he cared about the Super Bowl. I don't remember, but I remember there was like a Super Bowl where something happened and he...
Did he beat on the floor?
He laid on the floor.
He gorillaed.
He gorillaed and cried. But yeah, when he would laugh, like it was like Dad's emotion. Like he was pretty constant, but then when he wasn't, it was like
high emotion.
High emotion. Like, when he would get so mad at us that he would have to just leave the house. Yeah. It was like either I'm gonna leave the house or I'm going to hit you. So I'm gonna leave the house. Yeah. So good choice, Dad.
It was a good thing. So what didn't you remember about Raising Arizona?
I feel like I didn't remember. You're going to get mad at me because I'm going to flip this piece of paper over, but I'm going to try to do it really quietly.
Just pause and flip it.
It's going to be difficult for me to read because I did use the pages that Elliot had scribbled on already.
That was a choice.
That was a choice that I made. I tried to I didn't remember the dogs.
Okay.
I think I fairly never really got the whole robbing a bank part. Like, I think I forgot about the entire bank.
Oh,
plot point. And then being there. I think that's it, really, that I didn't...
And then there was the thing you never knew.
The thing I never knew.
Yeah, who plays Dot?
Oh, shit, yeah! Like, I never realized... Well, because it's like... I'm trying to think of the last time I watched this movie. Was definitely when I was a kid. Maybe in high school. I can't remember if I made somebody watch it in high school or something.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't, and even rewatching it, didn't realize until Mom said that was Frances McDormand playing the woman with way too many damn kids. Way too many damn kids.
All named after the Bible.
Yeah. Like one kid was way too many damn kids for those people.
Here's what I didn't remember. I didn't remember when he threw the grenade on the bunny.
Yeah, I remember that. That was fairly traumatizing as a child.
I forgot how good the chase scene was. I mean, I'm going to go on record and say it's probably my favorite chase scene in any movie ever. It was so good. Bolo ties. So many bolo ties.
Okay, we're going real deep on the things we forgot.
The nose on Leonard Smalls. That was quite a nose.
It was a huge... Well, he was a tracker. So I thought about that because at one point I was like, God damn, he's got a big nose. Why is our mother texting us right now? Like, does she not know that we're doing something?
She's trying to capture the moments.
Oh my God.
It's hard because I don't want to check it, but then I'm worried if I don't check it that something happened.
Yeah.
But no, it's just her capturing Elliot drawing with chalk on the driveway.
Okay, just take pictures. You don't have to send them to us.
To get these updates immediately.
I'm going to turn my phone over. Because it's very distracting. Yeah, so I saw his giant nose when he's sitting there trying to basically shake down, and I guess I never really realized why he was going after the kid and definitely didn't pick up on that. Well, you can pay me $50,000 or I'll go find the baby anyways and sell it on the black goddamn fucking market. Jesus God, why was I watching this as a young child? And it basically says that he was sold on the black market as a baby, whatever. But I was like, man, he's got a big nose. But then he talks about how he's a tracker. And I was like, well, that's why he's a tracker, because he's got that giant nose. And when you see that scene earlier where he's like it's a fucking close-up of his nose. And he's like,
yeah. You sniff it. I know what sniffing looks like. There were the use of the word butt I'm going to kick your butt. I'll kick your butt up and down. That I just at one point was like, why are there so many butts in this movie? I forgot about Nick Cage's eye tick. I'm so sad because that was really funny. Like, that was a joy. I remembered the like whistling and yodeling, but somehow completely forgot that there was like a score featuring a choir. No idea how I'm.
Oh, like during like the dream sequences?
Yeah, and other times, yeah.
Yeah.
And I forgot how funny that fight scene is too. That was a really funny fight scene with John Goodman. Yes.
Okay.
And H.I. That's right. I apologize.
Yeah.
He doesn't really fight Glenn. He just knocks him out.
Yeah, it's like he just punched him in the damn. Keep your damn hands off my wife. So many lines from that movie that permeated our childhood. So you were talking about there's so many butts in this movie, and I think I wrote down, like, there's so many bunt cakes in this movie. Like, there were bunt cakes everywhere.
I did not notice that.
Well, there were. Like, when the cops were there at Nathan Arizona's house, like, they were eating bunt cake, and then there was a bunt cake when they had the cookout. And then, like, the convicts, John Goodman and other homeboy, took a bunt cake out of the fridge. And then at the end, when they're like, he's having his flash forward and all the kids and grandkids are coming back for Thanksgiving, there's a fucking two bunt cakes, I think, on the table. There's so many bunt cakes.
Butts and bunts.
Butts and butts. I think that's going to be the title of this episode.
So I know you don't like it when I do the short summary, but I'm going to do a short summary, and I promise it's going to be really short. I thought about it. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you who have not seen the Coen Brothers Raising Arizona, their second feature after Blood Simple, a cop and a robber get married and steal a baby, and all hell breaks loose.
Well done.
Yay, I tried.
Usually.
So one thing that was different this time watching it, and we did make a joke about ordering pizza and having pizza for dinner.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Was that we made fancy pizza. So I had we had the grown-up version of pizza. So we took puff pastry. I put some fig and orange jam down.
I don't think you can call that pizza.
It is pizza. It's pizza. What do you call it?
Tart.
Fine. We had a fancy tart.
Oh, hors d'oeuvres.
That's not. No. And then it had a layer of caramelized onion and apple and then brie on top. And it was amazing. It was so good. It was better than any pizza we ate in our childhood.
Pizza from our childhood because, Domino's was the second phone number I memorized.
Yeah, it's true.
Our home phone number. Yeah. I feel like we should just go ahead and say that how we feel. Like, does this movie stand? Does it uphold?
To me, yeah.
Yeah, same. I also love that we're so few into this podcast adventure that we're going on, and we've already done 2 Nicolas Cage movies.
I did say it's kind of amazing that we can enjoy a whole movie narrated by Nick Cage, because it reminds me of Goodfellas, which I've only seen once. I'm pretty sure it's Goodfellas, where Joe Pesci is narrating, possibly not the whole time, but I'm pretty sure he starts it and he's like, there's so many fucking holes in the fucking desert. And I was like, I can't watch this movie. I can't listen to this.
There's so many people that we would pay to read the phone book. Joe Pesci is not one of them.
No, but you know what? If that's your thing, God bless. God bless.
Yeah.
And I cannot get over how they wrote his dialogue and made him talk. Like, I wrote down,
go ahead.
the last of the cons swept away by the Sandman. Like,
I was gonna say, he is very well spoken for an idiot who robs convenience stores.
yeah, so first of all, no one in Tempe, Arizona talks like these people talk. That's just a fact. Coen Brothers got that wrong. Nobody talks like that. I did notice, and I thought about it, because it takes such a long time to get to the opening credits.
Yeah. Would you say 11 minutes?
Yeah, 11 minutes. And The part where Holly Hunter is like depressed and sitting on the edge of the bed with like all the laundry around her.
Yeah. There's like 2 different shoes on.
Yeah, it's like a shot of that, and then they do like another kind of shot like that. It was like, I was thinking like, this is just like a messy Wes Anderson. And then made me think like, how much was Wes Anderson? Like, was he influenced by this, or was he more like French New Wave, or what? Because one of the things I was reading when I was following up watching the movie, a lot of the critics who didn't rate it well, it was mixed reviews when it was released, and now people I think appreciate it more. But they talk about how mannered it is. I'm like, I mean, parts of it are mannered. Like, you can see that. Like, that's very, like...
What does that mean?
So Wes Anderson is 100% mannered. Like, everything is very stiff and still and purposeful and, right?
Very controlled.
It's super controlled.
Okay.
And, like, you know, every color, every breath, everything.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit of that, but you don't get a lot. And then all hell breaks loose. And how you can say the last part of the movie is mannered in any way at all. Like, were you paying attention?
Yeah, like the beginning definitely, you know, and like those stills where it's just like a shot and nobody's really talking or moving.
Right, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
It's definitely.
But it also was like a way I thought of, like, these are the postcards that are getting them through to the point where the life starts. You know, where you have this 48 hours of insanity and then his dream, H.I.'s dream about the future.
Yeah.
His hair was insane, and evidently that was on purpose. So the more frenzied he became as a character, the weirder his hair got and the bigger his hair got.
Yeah. So, like, I think I wrote down at one point, I was like, he's like a human version of Woody Woodpecker. And then I was like, oh, fuck, his tattoo. He's got a fucking Woody Woodpecker tattoo. But I also think, like, do you remember the book, that Tom Robbins book, Still Life with Woodpecker?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that is, like, what the main character in that book looks like in my mind, I think, reading that book. Because it's one of the few books I've read more than once. And I read it a few times. It's been a long time. It's a great book. But I feel like the main character of that in my mind, when I would picture it, was like some version of, you know, Hyde McDonough.
Yeah.
From this movie.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you know that newborns can crawl?
I don't think they were newborns. Like, you were like, these are newborn babies. But, like, it's not like they had them and then they were immediately, like, I feel like they, like, made this plan over time in between all of the...
It did not feel... Because to me, if you had that much time to plan it, you would talk yourself out of it. Like, I felt like...
But he says that they went back and forth on the good and the bad and all of that, so...
Anyway, sorry.
I don't think, they weren't newborn babies.
There was a lot of point of view changes, and my favorite was when you got baby point of view.
Oh my god, some of the camera angles in this movie are ridiculous. But yeah, the baby point of view was pretty good. Oh my god. Just that whole scene of him. Like, why did he take all the babies out of the crib?
No clue.
That makes no sense other than, we need pandemonium, so... But there was no impetus for him to... What was he like? Well, maybe this one. Like, deciding which one he was going to take?
Put it back where you got it. This is why you have a place for things.
Well, we know that, traditionally speaking...
Yeah.
Between females and males, gendered norms... Men are less good at putting things back where you got them from.
Don't you come back here without that.
Don't you come back here without that baby. I want that baby. When he waves and she goes, oh! He comes back without the baby. She's so mad at him. Hunter. Gold.
Perfection.
Absolute perfection.
Perfection. So good.
I mean, half the time she doesn't even talk. She just acts with her face.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And has whole conversations with...
Yep.
Nick Cage with her face.
That really uptight fake smile when the boys bust out of prison and show up. I don't know why, but Nick Cage waking up and saying Merry Christmas makes me laugh every single time. Every single time. Every single time. And, you know, we don't have to talk about the obviousness of, the birth of John Goodman and whatever that other guy's name is.
Oh, I know. Like, we didn't even bother to even
I
pay
just
attention to him.
did at some point, right? Why is everyone yelling? Like, there's a lot of yelling.
There's a lot of yelling in that movie, yeah. I will say, so I did think about, like, so you know when he finally does come back to the car with the baby, and then Holly Hunter's just, like, loses her shit, and she's like, you know, she's, like, bawling. I kind of thought that I would have a moment like that when Elliot was born, or at some point. Yeah. I've never had that moment where I'm just, like, bawling because I'm so in love with him.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, but I feel like that movie made me think that I should have that moment. Like, I'm okay with that. I know that I love my child. I don't need to, like, have a meltdown about it. But it's just interesting to me that there are people out there. I mean, because it's probably very real, like, that desire that you want a baby so bad you will go and steal one.
Oh, it is real.
And then, like, you've had a baby in your hands for 5 minutes and it's like, or not even like a minute, and you're like having conniption fits over it. So, like, I don't.
Like, you would need to be that emotional to steal a baby.
It's probably true.
There's not a lot of logic there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does Glenn remind you of our uncle?
Which,
we have 2 uncles.
yes, I know we have 2 uncles. That's why I said which uncle. Mom's brother?
Yes.
A little bit.
He always kind of reminded me of him.
Yeah, maybe a little.
I mean, not as much as Frank Hill, but, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I know that our cousin listens to this podcast, so, you know.
What's up, cuz?
I don't want to say too much.
Hey, cuz, you want to guest on the podcast and talk shit about your dad? What are you going to do?
Yeah, like, I feel like our uncle isn't quite so, like, over the top. Yeah. But definitely some themes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was H.I. McDonough having a panic attack on day 2? Like,
when was he having a panic attack?
He started having a panic attack when Glenn was talking to him about all the stuff they need and the, like, whatever.
Oh, when they're, like, walking through the desert?
Yeah, he was literally having a panic attack.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I just picked up on his whole, like, Mr. Rogers shoe change thing. Like, why are you... He's, like, holding his, like, weird white loafer things and then...
And then he takes them off later.
But, like, and he's still in the desert in the sand. Like, I guess, like, oh. But then if you don't want sand in your shoes, why are you wearing flip-flops? Like, I don't understand.
Weird shoe change that I don't understand.
It was very strange.
Yeah. That baby or the babies were amazing.
That baby was so cute. Also, so much has changed in what you... I feel like you could not make this movie today.
Why not?
Do with those babies what they did.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Like, when he, like, shoved that one baby down, like, literally, it was like when he was in the crib and he, like, the one baby's, like, crawling up, he's like, eh. Like, even just, like, even the hint of, like, I'm just gonna put this baby on the front of a motorcycle in a car seat, like, there's no way. Plus, like, riding in the front seat between, and then, like, constantly driving around, like, holding a baby, like.
Instead of the car seat.
Yeah. Not to mention the whole, like, leaving the baby on the roof of the car. Yeah. I remember that a lot. Like, I feel like that whole thing had, like, a huge impression on me.
Yes, I remember that too. Especially because they got back and the baby was just, like, fine, just sitting there. And
yeah, just, like, chilling.
What is the likelihood that
that baby never cried?
The baby was just sitting there being chill.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking about John Goodman, because he would have made True Stories kind of around this time.
Okay.
And sort of comparing and contrasting his character.
I don't know that I've ever seen True Stories all the way through.
Uh-oh.
And I've definitely never seen that first movie that you mentioned, the Coen Brothers' first film.
Oh, Blood Simple?
Yeah, no, I've never seen that.
I didn't watch it till the 90s.
Yeah.
You weren't a film nerd.
No.
You aren't a film nerd.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not a nerd at all.
I don't know about that.
I'm cool as fuck.
I would just like to say...
Yeah, what were you going to say about John Goodman? I apologize.
No, I was done with him.
Oh, I'm not.
I just Ryan Davis covering her face before they leave that baby behind because she knew what was coming. And she was hiding her face like she could make it stop. She couldn't make it stop.
I couldn't make it stop.
So this week, we're actually recording in the same physical space, and we watched the movie together, like we said.
Yeah.
And a little bit with our dad.
Yes.
So it was kind of fun. Like, we couldn't talk, and we took notes, but so we would have something to say today. But yeah, no, it was good times.
Well, yes, it was. It was very fun, but it was hard to be like, so one of us would start saying something and the other would have to go, say it. But for me, you will recall that John Goodman has always had a special place in my heart because he has always, especially because of like Roseanne and his character, I'm Roseanne, very much always reminded me of Dad.
Yeah.
To the point that, I don't know if you're going to remember this, that he played the father of the daughter in that wonderful cinematic feature, Coyote Ugly.
It's been on my list for a long time, and I've just...
Do you not remember this?
Never seen Coyote Ugly.
But you don't remember me telling you about how I cried when I watched Coyote Ugly, and not because it's a terrible movie, but like John Goodman plays this girl's dad, and he's like a toll booth operator, and he gets hit by a car and is in the hospital, and she goes to see him, and it just like made me cry to think about Dad being, because he's such like a reminder of our dad. Yeah.
You cried during Coyote.
Yes, I cried during Coyote Ugly.
Yeah, now if you don't cry at Dad's funeral, it's going to be a real problem.
Well, it's because I've already got all my tears out.
Everybody knows you cried during Coyote Ugly.
I'm pretty sure I'll cry during...
Because Dad.
Whatever end-of-life celebration we have for Mark Davis.
I don't have a whole lot more notes. I hated that the only black people were in prison.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah, I felt very mannered. But the last line was great. Maybe it was Utah. So good.
Maybe it was Utah.
Where all parents are strong and wise and capable, and all children are beloved.
Yeah.
So good. So many good. I mean, like, literally, we could probably just sit here and, like, just do a supercut of us repeating lines from the movie.
Exactly. Yeah. We ain't saying.
Sometimes I get the menstrual cramps.
Real bad. D-tip. It needs a D-tip. It needs a D-tip. Have we done that high? You gotta do that high. You gotta do that high.
They did not plan. Oh, and also I came up with the message of this movie. So, I don't know. You've never seen Barton Fink, right?
No, I have. I saw it once.
Okay. And the message of Barton Fink is LA is hell.
Oh, okay.
I think the message of this movie is babies make you stupid crazy.
Maybe.
The brothers, like, fell in love with the baby and then started acting stupid crazy.
He's our baby, too.
Go in and stick up, then they're like, oh, we're not using our code. Use the code names. I mean, they weren't that bright to begin with, but you get the baby in there and all of a sudden they're just dumb. Babies make you dumb.
Okay, I have one thing left to say about this.
Okay. Is it Mind You Don't Cut Yourself, Mordecai?
No. Or who was the one gummo that was right? Buford. Fucking, I don't think that's biblical. Okay, they weren't all biblical. The one writing fart on the wall. Is that what you were worried about, Elliot's letters? You wanted to be able to write fart on the wall?
No.
Okay. So they left the ladder.
Yeah.
And then they were fingerprinting
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah. The whole movie took 48 hours. I mean,
Yeah. And his fingerprints were in the system because he'd been arrested a lot. So I have questions about the effectiveness of the Arizona State Police and the FBI.
The message of this movie, babies make you stupid crazy.
I'm also going to declare that I think this might be Nicolas Cage's best role.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
They definitely squeezed all they could out of him.
He's like, well, I stole a baby, so I guess I can steal the Declaration of Independence.
Makes as much sense.
It does.
They totally let him be a total weirdo. Although evidently he did try to improv too much and that didn't go over well.
I want to see Nicolas Cage doing improv.
Go rewatch Peggy Sue Got Married. And you can watch Nicolas Cage doing improv.
Wang.
Can't even deal. I did write at the bottom of this page. So, when I try to make a distinction when I'm writing with a pen, I'll do a corner slash, and then write something in it, or I'll do a box or whatever. And I did a corner slash and then I wrote Mom cried. Because she did cry.
Why do you think she cried?
We asked her, didn't we?
Well, because we had gotten the news about our friend.
Yes.
Said earlier that day.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like it's just, I was like, are you crying because we're all so old? You remember watching this on 319 Mohican when we were Elliot's size? Why were we watching this movie?
Okay.
He blows up Homeboy at the end, which we have barely even talked about Homeboy, and then you see his fucking foot fucking land on fire, and we were watching this movie. No blood.
Do you not recall last week we talked about Beverly Hills Cop and you're worried about Raising Arizona?
There was no violence in Beverly Hills Cop.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess there was that whole gun scene at the end. Yeah, but nobody...
The hero's journey for...
No one got blown up.
His friend got shot execution style at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But you didn't really...
And also, that guy was patently bad news. So
yeah, no, I know. And
this movie came out in 87. We definitely didn't see it in the theater.
No.
So I would have been at least 10.
Oh, that makes it better. So I would have been 7.
Do you feel like you're damaged or something? I don't understand. What's your damage?
Yes, I feel like we're damaged. That's why we are making this podcast. That's the premise of all of it, is that we're damaged.
All right.
I mean, maybe in good ways, but we'll have to see, since I'm won't let Elliot watch people get electrified on fucking Baby Yoda show.
Uh-huh. I think I'm an interesting person. That's all I'm going to say. I watched a lot of stuff I shouldn't have watched.
Maybe I'm doing him a disservice.
Oh.
I also remember I had a lot of nightmares as a child.
Okay. He already has nightmares, and he doesn't watch people get electrified. Okay. Don't tell me about my own child.
Don't you tell me about my child.
Don't you take the words that I've said about my child before and use them against me.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything else to say about this movie. It's good. See it. Maybe don't show it to your 7-year-old child.
Yeah. Maybe, I think it's PG-13. That's good. 13 would be good. It's hilarious. If you don't think it's hilarious, we're probably not going to be friends. That's just all there is to it. I don't know what to say.
I wonder if Ben's ever seen this movie. I didn't ask him. I doubt he has. Although I'm not going to watch it again for a while.
It's all right.
Missed the boat on that one.
Next week, we are having a Pride special, y'all. We're excited to talk about 2 TV shows. One was Brothers from Showtime, cable show. And the other was Facts of Life, one of the longest running sitcoms of the 1980s. That's all we got for now. So we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening. That is it for this episode of I Love You But. Join us next week when we're talking about Brothers and the Facts of Life. What made you laugh? What made you cringe? What did we forget? And what should we talk about in future episodes? We want to know your thoughts. Find us on Instagram at ILoveYouButPod and on Twitter at ILoveYouPod, or email us at ILoveYouButPod@gmail.com. Listener email and comments may turn up in future episodes. And hey, if you like us, help other people find us. Rate, review, and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for listening to the I Love You But podcast. I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan, and we send you lots and lots of conditional love.